Hey guys, what's up? My name is Kendon Chase, and this video is going to be all about memorizing your lines. Now, if you're an actor, it's inevitable. Eventually, you're going to come across lines, maybe lots of them, that you have to get down in a very short amount of time. Now, I'm going to be giving you guys a few tips on how to make that process easier because there's no avoiding it. So you've got to get those lines down so you can actually really get into the character and forget about it so that you can just be present in the room. So step one. The second you get your script, you just want to book out as much time as you can, cancel plans with your friends if you have to, if they're not important. Make sure you can use every moment of time possible to work on those sides. Don't do it at the last second while you're on your way to the audition. Don't do it in the audition room. You need to have it down by then and be really comfortable. This is kind of like a half tip that I'm going to add with that. You learn a lot better when you sleep. You learn a lot better, you remember things a lot better because when you sleep, your brain actually organizes thoughts, which is why you dream. It's organizing all the thoughts and solidifying them and getting rid of ones that don't really matter. Make sure that you go over those lines before you go to bed. Now step two. You've booked out all the time that you need, you have time to prepare, and you can get a good sleep. Great. Now what you're going to want to do, or at least I personally do, is read through the entire script. Just read through it as a story, experience it. Really let it sink in. Do not worry about memorizing lines at this point. Read it, let it sink in, feel the emotions as they come. This will really help you later on when you can actually associate those lines with the feelings, and it'll make it a lot easier to bring it up because you'll remember what it was like to read it for the first time and experience it, and you know what the writer was trying to convey and make the other people feel as they were watching it. So you're going to want to read through the entire script top to bottom 2-3 times and just experience it. Okay, now for step three. Step three, now that you've already read through the script, you're going to want to take out any recorder. You could actually have a dedicated voice recorder. I just use the notes on my phone. You just make sure that you can record your voice. Then, if you don't have a scene partner, you would simply record the other person's lines in the scene so that you have a feel for what the conversation will be like. Now what you do with that is now when you're simply doing anything, you put your headphones in and you go over the script in your head as if it was a scene. This will come in really handy for the next tip. Now what you're going to want to do is do something I call line association. Every scene is a conversation. It's there for a reason and something is going to happen, someone wants something from someone else. So, you have to know that why you're saying something is because someone said something or did something to you to make that happen organically. Now this may seem a bit confusing, but if someone says, "How are you?" It's not hard to figure out what your line's going to be next. It's going to be the line explaining how you are. So instead of just memorizing it in a cold way, just like, oh, this line, then I say these words, think of it as a conversation. Know that you don't really have to put that much thought into what you're going to say. I mean, honestly, once you have the lines down, someone will say something, you'll be like, what would a response be for this? Now to just build on what I just said. Depending on what's being said, of course, and the scene, you have time to think about what you're going to say. Humans think about what they're going to say. Someone asks, "How are you?" Typically, you haven't already figured out what you're going to say. So, you don't have to worry, you can be calm in the room, and you can honestly think a little bit about what you're going to say if it's necessary. I mean, if it's an argument scene, you can do something like stumble over your words, but really, humans think about what they're going to say. Just don't do it fakely. If you need to think, or someone asks you a tough question, or something you need to take a moment for, you can do that, and guess what? You could be thinking about what you're going to say next, and it will come, again, organically if you listen to what the person said before. Now for the next tip, I'm going to touch on something that often goes overlooked when you're memorizing lines. The thing is that you also have to pay attention to direction. Sometimes it will actually give you a really big hint onto how you're going to say your next line, or you need to do something or someone else does something that makes your line a lot easier. So, make sure that not only do you highlight and go over your lines, go over the direction. The direction is important, not always in the audition, make sure it can fit inside your frame, but it is still an important part, so make sure that you at least know what's going on. Okay, now this tip should really help you guys ease up in the room. It's not all about the lines. It's more about what the character is trying to say in this conversation, what they want. So, you don't need to necessarily get every single word right. You can paraphrase, you can slightly change things if you need to. Always strive to be word for word, but if you're having a lot of trouble or you're really rushed, it is okay to kind of get the gist idea of it and just say it the way you would say it in character and get the same point across. I don't mean by completely changing things, something that will change the entire story. I just mean if the line is supposed to be, "Hey man, what's up?" you're allowed to say something like, "Hey man, what's going on?" See what I mean? They're saying different words, but they still are meaning the same thing. Okay guys, this is the final tip, and honestly this is something that is new to me even because I've been working a lot more and auditioning a lot more, but honestly, train your brain. I have been told this time and time again, and I kind of was more reluctant to do it, but honestly, in your downtime, if you're not auditioning a lot and you're not actually working on set, then honestly just go online, download monologues, scenes, get your iPhone, put it on a table, record it, go over it and over and over it, train your brain. Honestly, memorizing lines, now that I've been doing it for the past 3 months, consistently having 2 to 3 scripts every single week to work on, honestly, I can just read through the script 2-3 times, and I have all the basics memorized already, and I can honestly just paraphrase the entire conversation. It really saves so much time. It's cut down my preparation time from about, I don't know, 3 hours per audition to honestly, I could do it an hour before. My cold reads have improved, and honestly, it has just really helped. It's practice, 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 good sleep, and all of the things I said before. So, I really hope this video helped you guys. If you have any questions or comments, just put them down below. I'll do my best to reply to all of you guys. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be coming out with more videos in the future, and as always, good luck on those auditions.